Tēnā koutou, ka hui mai nei, ki tēnei whare o tātou, ki te kōrero, ki te whakarongo, I ngā kaupapa o tō hapore, nau mai, haere mai, nā reira tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome along everyone to our Waipapa Papanui-Innes Community Open Forum this morning. Just a reminder that we are live streaming this on YouTube, and if you are not speaking, please mute yourself. So I'm going to hand over to the team from Papanui Youth Development Trust this morning. They're going to run us through a whole bunch of things about them. So over to you, Tom.
Good morning, my name's Tom Linklater, part of the team here at PYDT. We've got a jam-packed session for you this morning. I'm running a whole lot of things we do here at PYDT. I'm going to kick it off with Charlotte Carroll, who's been here at PYDT for many years now and part of lots of things we do. So why don't you introduce yourself, Charlotte?
Hi, I'm Charlotte. I'm a Year 13 student at Papanui High School, and I've probably been coming here since the end of Year 9, so end of 2018 probably.
Fantastic. Why don't you run us through some of the things you've done while you've been here?
While I've been here, I've helped to run events such as Car Rally, Dust to Dawn, and all the band nights that we've done. I don't think I've missed one since like 2019, as well as being here for like after school hangouts. And I've also recently started helping out at holiday program as well.
Cool. How has being involved in our organisation impacted you personally?
In some ways you could say it's changed my life. At the start of Year 9 and things, and a lot of our class would go to the mall after school on Friday because it was right close to school, but we often always felt lost. And since I've been coming to Loop, I've always felt like at home, like I've got a place to belong and stay, and I always know that I'm welcome here at any point in time.
Awesome. And you get to know the youth workers through them being in school
Yeah.
and being here as well. Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. And the final question for you is, what is a challenge that you face as a young person in Christchurch, and how do you think the council could help with that?
Oh, I guess there's like lacking like a sense of belonging. Often I think we feel like a bit lost because high school's a pretty tough time. We're going through a lot of changes, and then we're expected to know what we want to do for our future by the end of it, and that's quite big and scary. So having a place like Loop just to hang out and just know that we can take whatever's on our mind just off it is probably beneficial for me. Yeah.
Fantastic. Anything else you want to add to that?
Don't think so.
All good. Thanks so much, Charlotte. Charlotte's going to head back to school. She's got class very shortly, so we're going to move on to the next topic. So thanks, Charlotte. And I might switch.
Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you.
Hamish can come around and join us. So the next topic we have this morning is our music program, just to give you an idea of some of the life we have here. So we've got two videos to show you. One of them is a video of the most recent band night that we ran. This video was created by young people, and they did all the filming, all the editing, and a lot of the roles on the night were covered by young people. So I'm going to hand over to that right now. I just need to share my screen. And then once we've done that, we're going to hear from Daniel and Quinn talking about our music program and events. Oh, sorry, one pass it from Hamish. Oh no. I can do this, but I won't be able to share screen. Sorry, we should have tested this before, but we didn't get a chance. The video is ready to go, but it's not letting me share my screen. There we go, password for you. You need a password there. I think. Sorry, everybody. Some technical issues here. Cool. I'm going to play the band night highlights video.
Give me your heart and your soul. I'm not breaking down. it.
All right. So, can you guys hear that, or was that muted for you? What's going on here?
Here's some news.
All right.
We had the audio.
Sorry, could you guys hear that? Just get a show of hands.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Really
Oh,
cool.
fantastic. Sorry, it was completely muted for us. All we could do is see it, but fantastic. So yeah, just a brief rundown of that. So twice a term, we run what we call band nights, which is where we bring a group of bands from the local high schools, intermediates, and primary music schools, and we bring them together to have a rock music gig in our rock climbing wall. And we've got about probably 30 young people involved every single time between the bands and the team. And yeah, we're able to run them really consistently, and we've got the venue, we've got the equipment, so we can do it with a very low overhead. And so we've got support from New Zealand Music Commission, and yeah, great support from all young people and parents. The next video we're going to watch is two of our young people talking about their involvement, and this is Daniel and Quinn.
Hi, I'm Quinn.
And I'm Daniel.
Today we're going to talk to you about what we do here at Loop.
Beat One is one of the programs that we run, which is on a Wednesday afternoon, which I've been coming to since when I was in intermediate, and I'm year 11 now. And we learn a lot about all of the technical aspects of music, especially music performance. We learn about lighting setup and sound setup, and we occasionally do live sound with bands that want to come and record or practice.
One of the aspects that we do is lighting, which I really enjoy. It's fun because you can put it with like dance, and you can put it with like other music and stuff, because they fit in quite well. Lighting starts off really easy because all you're doing is choosing colours that fit in with the theme and the context of what's going on. It takes a long time to master it, but then after a wee while you kind of get the hang of it. And then every week before Loop we do a teamwork exercise, which helps in our communication with all the other people and helps with our self-esteem and confidence.
Another thing we do with Loop is the members of Beat One can choose to participate in the band nights and car rallies and dusk till dawn behind the scenes, doing things like lighting and live sound with all the things we learnt in Beat One, but in a time-sensitive way, which can help us develop our skills more.
Fantastic. So I hope you got a good rundown of our music programs. I'm now going to hand over to Hamish, who's going to cover another aspect of what we do.
One of the things that we do that is kind of unique is our involvement with young people who have disabilities. And we run a community programs based around social interaction, and we run some day programs because the families had a real need there because the cost of those are just so prohibitive for them. So we've been doing some phenomenal stuff with them. So we've got a couple of them to speak to you now.
Hi, my name is Thomas. I'm part of the PEP Youth Group on a Thursday evening. My role at the PEP Youth Group is to have fun, and I'm also in charge of taking photos, videos, and managing our social media platforms, Facebook and our website, so all our people can get access to the latest information and things at ease, and also get the ability for the parents and our wider community to see what we're up to by me taking photos. PEP Youth Group has impacted me. I feel at home. Every week I go to youth group, I feel happy, safe and well looked after. I remember when I first joined the youth group, I was shy, nervous, didn't have much friends. But ever since I've been coming to the PEP Youth Group, or to the youth group in general, it's just been fantastic. I've come from a shy, timid person to a more vibrant, helpful, energetic person. It's fantastic. Things that we do at youth group, we go swimming, team bowling, behind the scenes, cooking, learning life skills at youth group. It's just forever fun and enjoyable at youth group. One challenge I see in our community that needs to be addressed is the cost of things. Some things cost a lot of money and some things don't cost a lot of money. Like swimming doesn't cost a lot of money, but going to certain places like go-karting or certain other fun-filled adventures costs a lot of money for our youth and our young people in our community. Also trying to target more of the disability area, provide more places where people with disabilities or in wheelchair people can go. Because I find that some places in Christchurch and the wider community are not always 100% accessible. So I'd like you to look at those barriers and say, what can we do to create a better environment for our young people and our people with disabilities? But overall, Pet Youth Group has changed me and our wider people who are involved with the youth group.
My name is Olivia and I am member for the Disability Youth Group on Thursday nights. Being a part of my Disability Youth Group is fun. We do lots of different things. For example, visiting Hanma, going bowling, behind the scenes, experience different kind of food, playing games and making new friends. This group helps me to get out and about doing interested things in our community. It also helps me to spend time with other young people maintaining friendships. Main difficulties is wheelchairs access into restaurants and shops I can't get into when I don't have support workers with me. Quite frustrating when I out and about with my friends. Pick a good restaurant, and unfortunately we can't get into it because the restaurant no wheelchairs access for me to enter. Also improve the wheelchair accessible toilet. Having a door that very difficult to get open is very hard for me. Better door that people can get open by themselves is a great option. I think every toilet in New Zealand should have better access. To improve more wheelchair access, friendly trails to be better around New Zealand, put more wheelchair stickers on it if any access or not.
Bye.
Fantastic. So that's two of our young people from our disability youth group. Next up, we have a young person called Billy, who's been involved with us for the last probably 18 months. As a young person, she's going to talk about how being involved in lots of things has impacted her life as well, similar to Charlotte.
Hi, I'm Billy. Here at Loop, I am involved in a wide range of events. These events can include Beat One, band nights, and after-school hangouts, and anything else that I might want to sign up for. At after-school hangouts, I help to keep things really happy and smooth and stuff like that. At band nights, I can be involved with emceeing / calling people up to the stage and also trying to maintain a positive atmosphere for that. And for Beat One, I'm still learning, so I've still got a long way to go, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to help out on the more technical side of band nights. I have also been involved with Children's Day, filming around Turanga for the tour thing. The relationships that I have with the youth workers are incredibly positive, respectful, and trustworthy. They're like a second family to me, and I know that I can completely trust them with everything, and they will always value my safety and my opinion and stuff like that. Overall, Loop is a really amazing place to come hang out, and I would highly recommend it to anyone. I know I personally haven't been to anything like Dusk Till Dawn or Car Rally, however, I do plan on going. But I think that there should be more availability for young people to do things like that more often instead of yearly, because I reckon that would actually bring people together, make friendships, form bonds and stuff like that.
So unfortunately, that's the end of all our different young people. It's quite emotional seeing how far some of them have come. So unfortunately, all you've got to wrap it up is me. But the first thing I'd like to do is to thank you as a community board for your ongoing support of the work that we've been doing. All of those programs have support by council that you've heard this morning, and without which we wouldn't be able to operate. So we are really grateful for the ongoing support that you have shown, and right across in Metro as well, and also over in Fendleton, Waimari. So for us, we're seeing just a large amount of needs after the lockdowns. It seemed to follow quite hard on the heels of the shootings, which obviously we still had impacts from the earthquakes as well. So we're just seeing isolation as a major issue. We see gang involvement and gang participation increasing. We see really hardcore connected families as a major issue, and we work strongly with police and schools, plural, to make a meaningful impact in the lives of those young people. So hopefully some of them don't follow the same course, but that's a major concern for us. We see obviously the same old things with violence, drugs, alcohol use, misuse, and we are really excited that last year we were able to, rather than just cancel everything, we actually sat down and said we won't use that word anymore. It won't be used. We will use alternatives. So instead of running some of our bigger events, we aim to do 4 or 5 events, just so that those young people had something to come to, because we realised pretty quickly that home is not the best option for some of these young people, and it's certainly not over a protracted length of time. So we were trying to, as soon as we could and within legal parameters, operate as fast and as effectively as we can. And as we did after the first large lockdown, we were one of the first groups to run anything in the city. In fact, I think we were. We're really excited about the team that we have here and the work that we're doing. We have a strategy that's working, and we are looking to broaden that so that we are working with young people as early as we can, so we can build and develop relationships with those strained whānau in primary school. And then in those ages. So we have primary school team that's directed to try and build those relationships. And the reason why is when they go to intermediate and real issues start arising, we have already created some mana and goodwill with them, be it their grandma, the auntie, or whoever they're living with. And so we've started to see that a lot of the primary schools are wanting to come on board. In fact, we're currently talking to 3 more. Because they're seeing what's happening in Northcote and Bishopdale. And what we would love to do is have a flow going right the way through the main koiako that we work in. We value our relationships with our other partners in the community, and I think we're very lucky to have such amazing community groups, and I'm sure you're well aware. So we value those very, very highly, and we're working with Te Oroho on quite a large project, which really excites me. We've currently got 5 big projects on the go, 3 of which I would consider once in a lifetime opportunities, 2 of which could see us double in size. So we are really excited and a little bit anxious. If you were to ask me what my biggest need is and my biggest concern, it's getting the non-flowery, non-exciting bit sorted, like our administration. It's been very hard to retain an administrator, and it's vitally important as we grow to have that backing, because as we all know, youth workers aren't particularly good in that area. So I see Simon laughing. Once again, I want to thank you for your ongoing support. It is very, very widely appreciated amongst ourselves and the young people who come here. We love running the events. We love doing the band nights. And we love doing all the community work that we do. And we also love all the work that we do in the schools and how it is all dovetailing. So many of those kids will come in that you've heard this morning will come in because of a need. One of them came running through the front door being chased by her grandma. And that's, and now she's highly involved. She's a different girl. In fact, she's actually changed her name legally. So she is a different girl. So we are really excited about being able to serve our communities in the Northwest. We take it really seriously. We have every type of young person coming through the door, and we're really proud of that. And we want to show them the love that they so desperately need. Thank you for listening to us this morning. If you have any questions of us, we're more than happy to answer.
Thank you, Hamish and Tom. That was a great presentation, and it really gave us a good overview of all the different things you're doing. I've got one quick question. How wide is your catchment of schools that you're dealing with?
So we target the Northwest.
Yeah.
very, very strongly. So at the moment we have what I would consider teams in 2 primary schools, but we actually have a lot of interest from the likes of Cotswold, Redwood, Isleworth. We do have kids who come from Burnside Primary. So we have contacts right across the whole well, two wards really. We haven't traditionally done anything in Burnside, but with this partnership with Te Oroho, we're seeing that potentially that's going to have to change, which both terrifies me and excites me, if I'm honest, because there is a lot of crossover already. But we want to partner with Te Oroho in a way that's meaningful.
No, that's great to see that collaboration. Mike, you've got a question?
Thank you. Thanks, Hamish and Tom. That's a fantastic presentation. I guess if you're looking at the northwest area where you focus, do you see there's any gaps in terms of in terms of council facilities for the youth?
I mean, this is a funny thing to say, but when I applied for this job, my first comment was that I'm not interested in buildings. I'm interested in people. So people will always be our primary driver, but I do love what buildings can do. I don't see any glaring holes, to be honest.
And not just buildings, like outdoor facilities and things like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would love to see a disability park. We have a disability school, a handful of blocks that way. We have the tech unit here, and we have the 3 largest IHC day programs based in the centre a week. So that's a lot of young people, and I don't see that it needs to be expensive. I think we can be creative, and that's something that I used to talk to Christine about quite a lot when she was around. Because it's a passion of mine to see those families having stuff, because a lot of them have nothing and very little support.
Thanks for that.
Simon.
Oh, thank you. Possibly Ellie was ahead of me, if Ellie wants to go.
Her hand blends in.
Yeah, your hand's not as easy to see, Ellie. Simon, you go, and then we'll go to Ellie.
Okay. Kapai. Thank you, Tom and Hamish. Appreciate that. Be really good. I know, I tend to have a reasonable idea of what's happening with your organisation. I follow you on Facebook. I've got a child who participates in a few things there. But I'd really encourage you to keep the community board informed, particularly of larger events or things where there may be some interest or some opportunity, even for elected members, just to pop in and get a first-hand look at some of the things that you're doing. I think that would be really, really valuable. But yeah, your presentation today has been great, and really good to see those videos and to hear from young people directly. So thank you.
Ellie.
Thank you. I'll change my hand colour. Yeah, awesome. I love hearing from the kids themselves, and all of them were so natural and articulate and passionate about what they were doing. And, we see all this negativity and stuff in the news about kids, and we just don't see enough of the good stuff. But, if it doesn't bleed, it doesn't lead. We know that, sadly. My question is around the administrator. What's the issue there? Is it a funding issue? Is it just finding the right person for the role? What's the problem?
It's a bit of both, but essentially when I came here, the place was pretty run down, and I put all effort back into. We had an administrator, and I when she resigned, I just put all the money straight into frontline staff, and I don't apologise for that, but it meant that that load went on me, and has stayed on me until last year, where we managed to get some funding after COVID from both council and lotteries. And we hired a fantastic person. That money has started to run dry, but also at the same time, she's moved on to greener pastures. I mean, we can't afford to pay the salary rates that a lot of them are used to. She was really good, though. She was fantastic. We've hired someone part-time who's locally connected and involved in a bit of youth work, so that'll be great. She'll understand. Our office is also insane. If you ever want to pop in and see, it's very hard to describe. Basically, the door doesn't stop hinging, and there's just people coming in and out all the time with demands. And so it's what we want, because it's community. and all its messy gloriness, but it is hard for someone who's trying to bring order to be in an office of chaos. So when we made that really clear when we hired them, so that's that in a nutshell. Is it is definitely it's the funding, but it's also finding someone who can handle that craziness over a sustained period.
Thank you. Really important role, right? So if you need that right, yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Emma, you've got a question?
I just had something to say, and also based on the funding as well, I do have a question now. How much do you receive, or what sort of percentage do you receive from government agencies?
So that's a really good question.
Are they paying their fair share?
Yes, because we do a lot of contract work.
Okay.
So in actual fact, our biggest funder is us. It has been, we've had a stated goal of doing 45% of our own funding needs. That is set since we've established that goal, we are at 53, and we've stayed over that since then. And that's 3 years running, even with government subsidies over COVID, which we're extremely proud of.
Wow. So
whilst we don't get direct government big chunks, I'm hoping that'll change because of a couple of the big projects that I discussed. We do have a number of government contracts right across the board. We work with Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Social Development in several different ways. We work with what's known as the high and complex needs, and we work with intensive wraparound service. So they're the worst of the worst, trying to make a difference. So we sit round as the board of professionals, but we're the ones who are doing the grassroots, connecting with the whānau, living with, journeying with these kids. So quite an interesting piece of work that we do there. We try and use our skills to fit best need, and we won't go out of the Northwest.
Well, that all sounds bloody fantastic. Congratulations. What I actually was going to originally say is in Malvern Park on Innes Road, there's stage one of some physical equipment that is for all abilities.
Cool.
So,
I'll pass it on.
Yeah.
Anything like that goes around the, as you can appreciate, the disability sector pretty quickly. One thing that I want to promote to you is next week's Youth Week. And we have actually bothered to get the funding for it. When I say that, it's only $1,000 for the week, and you've got to jump through hoops. So it's usually not worth it, and we'll just do our own thing. But we've done it, and what we've done is we've hired as many blow-up, bouncy things as we can fit into our hall, and we've got every single program that we're connected with coming in for the whole week. It is going to be colossal. And one day is solely dedicated to disability groups, and they're booking it by the minute because these bouncy things are like crack cocaine for these kids. So they're going to be all over it, I can tell you. We've got pictures of us actually pulling a kid off his wheelchair through a hole onto one of these, and his face. And unfortunately, that particularly, we bounced him for hours because he can't move other than his neck. And we showed his parents. One was horrified, one was delighted. But that young man, that photo was at his funeral about 4 weeks ago. And the added life that we added to that family and to that young man was immeasurable. So unfortunately, he'd actually had 2 years of very painful rehabilitation, and he'd just come through that and then had a massive seizure. And we miss him dearly. I won't delete his name off the file yet. I can't even look at it. So yeah, very dear young man to us. So we have a lot of sadness with some of these young people, but we have much more joy, and we're really delighted to be able to serve this community in the way that we do. But any councillors are welcome to any of our events. If you want to come down next week at Youth Week, just email the office and one of us will respond.
Thank you.
Thanks for that invitation. And it was clear from those young people we heard today, and obviously from what you've just said, the difference that you guys are making in their lives. And that's just so heartening to hear. And yeah, we thank you on behalf of our whole community for the work that you are doing, and keep it up. And yeah, do keep in touch, and yeah, let us know, to go through Stacey and Trev. Yeah, and we're happy to keep supporting you in any way we can. And thanks for a great presentation.
Not a problem, and look forward to seeing the Dusk to Dawn video, which we'll send through the file so you guys can watch that. So just a brief on that. It's last year's Dusk to Dawn event, and we interviewed all of the PAC group people, which are the young people who work with Helen and I to organize and run the event. And it's really awesome to see how it's affected them and given them opportunities to gain skills in areas they're interested in and build career paths, while also looking at the participation and the partnership aspect of the event. So that's a really, really valuable video that myself, Stacey, and Helen have worked on for the last few months.
Great. We'll look forward to seeing that.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you,
Really
guys.
appreciate it.
Nice to see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Right, so we don't have anyone else today, do we, Mark? That's it.
That's us.